Hello everybody and welcome! As of last night, the Game Awards came and went, and with it came a bunch of announcements, a bunch of new funny memes about the show, and plenty of cringe. So, I will be going ahead and trying to give you the quickest rundown I can of the Game Awards. So, let's get started. To kick off the kickoff show, we had a Dead Cells DLC announcement in which they announced some Castlevania Dlc. Hellboy! Web of the Word is coming out. It looks to be a game inspired by the Hellboy comic series. Next, Horizon Call of the Mountain. A VR game set in the Horizon world. Now, I've not played any of the Horizon games, but this might be enough to get me into it. Wait, it's for the PSVR 2? Well, fuck it. There goes my interest in that series. Speaking of PlayStation exclusives, might as well get this out of here. Viewfinder! A game that you've probably seen if you've been on Game Design Twitter at all in the last, I don't know, year or two. Looks to be coming out soon, but exclusively on PS5 as of right now, which is sad. I was really looking forward to this one. But oh well. Post-Trauma, a game that looks to be a subtle mix between Silent Hill and Resident Evil. I don't know what it is, but seems interesting. Next up, Among Us got a new hide-and-seek mode. I have nothing more to say on that. After Us was a game that was very weird. I still don't know what it is. There was a woman walking with some plants growing behind her. There's a really big weenie dog. I mean, I don't know. Next, Replaced was one of the last things they showed in the pre-show, and it was beautiful. This wonderful style of pixel art and modern sort of graphics. I don't know what this game is, but man, I'm excited for it. Let's get into the main show proper. The main show itself started off with Al Pacino? Yeah, Al Pacino was there, and he couldn't read a teleprompter.
It's hard for me to see the teleprompter.
Good work, Dunk. We'll see you back later. Next thing that came up was the first award they gave out. I'm only mentioning this award because the winner was Christopher Judge for Best Performance. I mean, absolutely deserved award. But then Christopher Judge went on to give what felt like an hour-long speech. It immediately killed any momentum for the show. And God, I mean, just, he said a lot but said nothing with it. It even got to a point where they had to play him off with music. It was insane. Anyway, Jeff Keighley then tries to get everybody back in by saying, hey, if you're watching the show on Steam, you can win a free Steam Deck. Which, I was trying to. I'm on that hustle. But I never won one. But you know who did? MILF Hunter, one of the first and early memes besides Al Pacino of the night. MILF Hunter winning a Steam Deck. Good on you, MILF. We move into the announcement for Hades 2, the sequel to Supergiant's most successful game, and honestly, I'm surprised they did it. This is their first real sequel that Supergiant has ever done. It always felt like they wanted to always bring in new ideas, but it seems like they've got more to tell in this world, so I'm excited to see it. It also means now I really gotta play Hades. I don't know why I haven't. Next up, my game of the show came very early from Ghost Story Games, Judas. Seeming to be the next sort of spiritual successor to the BioShock series. A series, again, I've never really played, but the visuals were outstanding. Gameplay looked clean, or at least what little of it we saw. And honestly, I just want to learn more about the world. I don't know what it is, but I'm excited, and it's not just because they used a remix of a sea shanty as their main theme, but it helped. We got an amazing performance by Hozier for Blood on the Snow from God of War Ragnarok, but that was immediately shadowed by one of my favorite things to happen. So, they were trying to do a promotion for the movie Glass Onion, which has apparently a scene with Among Us, and it don't really know, but they went around and said, somebody in this theater is a murderer. Then they went and sort of filmed random people until we got what everybody on the internet has been calling the Reggie jump scare. Absolutely amazing. I loved all of it. I don't even know what this movie is, but honestly, it gave us Reggie jump scare, so what more do we need? Next up, Star Wars Jedi Survivor showed up, appearing to be sort of more like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which, for all accounts, was a good game. Never played it, but I'll probably pick it up during the Steam sale, because this looked pretty fun. After that, Earthblade, the next game from the creators of Celeste, gave me heavy Hollow Knight vibes, which, if that's the case, yeah, I'm gonna be picking this one up. Next up, the biggest surprise of the night to absolutely no one, Death Stranding 2 showed up. Yes, Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus 2 Electric Boogaloo is actually happening, and it looks, I mean, just as strange as the first one. I still have no clue what this game's gonna be. Immortals of Avum was next, which was a shooter set in a fantasy world, apparently? With, like, magic and shit. I don't know, but it looked cool. So, yeah, I'll check it out. Nightingale, a sort of survival game. I mean, it looked like another survival game, but honestly, I'm only mentioning it because the art style and the sort of tone of the game is, oh, it's my shit. It's really cool. Next up, we got an announcement for the final release date of Baldur's Gate 3, which was sometime in August 2023. But they announced a sweet collector's edition, which, upon seeing it, I may or may not have immediately spent $300 pre-ordering. I mean, look at this statue. I mean, how can you not? Can't blame me for that. Next up, our second musical performance of the night, Halsey, showed up to help present Diablo 4. That's all I have to say about that. Next, Crash Bandicoot descended from the heavens and showed us a 4v4 battler based on the Crash Bandicoot series. I'm still not convinced this isn't just a MOBA. Lords of the Fallen looked really good. I mean, it looks like a Dark Souls thing with a funky lantern. Excited to see where this goes. Next, Crime Boss, Rockay City. Game that has quite the star lineup and a fun vibe, with names along the lines of Travis Baker, Danny Trejo, Vanilla Ice, and Chuck Norris? What fucking year is it? Well, that's the fastest a game has gotten on my list. Can't wait to see what they do with this. Next, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the second one, is getting raids. How? Okay, fine. Cyberpunk 2077 showed off a new trailer for its Phantom Liberties DLC coming out next year, in which it announced Idris Elba as a main character. Jeez, between Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves, this is insane. Cyberpunk is throwing some real money. Hopefully it doesn't come out in a buggy mess. And lastly, well, except for Final Fantasy XVI, From Software announced its next game, which was Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Now, I had to Google this after the show, but apparently, this is a series that From Software had been making well before the Dark Souls days, or Demon Souls even. And to be honest, it looks interesting. A sort of mech battler? It's gonna be strange seeing how nearly this series hasn't seen the light of day in 10 years almost. So, 10 years on with a new sort of FromSoft that, I mean, is hard to compare to the old. I'm really excited to see what happens with this game. But we can't go on without talking about the biggest award of the night, why everybody's here, the Game of the Year Awards. Once again, the Game Awards Orchestra came out and played some music from all the songs, which was incredible, and featured the wonderful Flute Guy, as the internet has been calling him. Now, Flute Guy would be the biggest and most successful meme of the night if it wasn't for what follows. And if you watched the Game Awards or have been on Twitter, you know what happened. So yeah, after FromSoft received the well-deserved Game of the Year award for Elden Ring, some kid just sort of joined them. I mean, you can see in the footage here, he just walks up completely separate from them, and nobody stops him or anything. He gets on stage, and he's up there for a few minutes while they're... Right as the show is closing, he begins speaking, and he...
So much. Thank you.
Hey, Matan. You know, real quick, I want to thank everybody and say that I think I want to nominate this award to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Well, an eventful evening. Congratulations. This has been...
How, Game Awards? How do you let this happen? How is there not security checking the stage at all times, making sure nobody random's going up there? How did nobody see him walk through the walkway by himself? I mean, luckily it was harmless for the most part. I mean, mentioning Bill Clinton is far from the riskiest thing you can do on stage with a live microphone, but still. This year's Game Awards was incredible. Some incredible stuff was shown, but that's gonna be the thing that gets remembered. That's sad. The Game Awards is just gonna be sullied with conversation because anytime somebody will bring it up, it's just gonna be, hey, you hear about the Bill Clinton kid? It sucks. But hey, think about it this way. At least you didn't have to watch the whole 3-hour fucking show. Oh my god, I wish I was dead.